Hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for another first flight where we will be diving into the Cessna Corvallis TT. And before we get into that, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody who watched the first flight of 2024. Really happy to see you guys enjoyed that, and happy to see you guys enjoyed going through the checklist. So we're going to go ahead and continue doing that throughout this series. So let's do a little fly around here. Obviously a smaller plane, so not going to spend too much time on this, but it does look incredible, especially with this livery we have. There's 5 different versions to pick from, but this was easily my favorite. Just a great combo of colors going on here, and just really like the way this plane looks too. So very much excited to fly it, and yeah, let's go ahead and pop into the cockpit here and see what's going on in there. Welcome aboard, everybody. As you can tell, got a nice glass cockpit setup in here. Really love the views outside of the cockpit as well. Kind of a futuristic looking interior going on. And then a couple seats in the back that look very comfortable. And space in the back for, of course, luggage and so forth. Obviously doing these smaller planes makes it go a lot quicker for the, the walk around and interior view here. But we'll slide into the cockpit seat, I almost said driver's seat, and get our checklist open. So I already completed the pre-flight inspection. There's chocks, engine covers, and a pitot cover that you need to remove. So we are already good on that. Let's go ahead and fuel selector to the fullest tank. We're going to go ahead and go... Oh, there's either left or right. Interesting. We're just going to go with left for now. We're not going to have a hefty flight on our hands here. Avionic master switch is off. Okay, and brakes, let's go ahead and test those. Perfect. So let's go ahead and check those 3 off and get to starting the engine. Parking brake is set. I put that back up. So now we're going to set mixture to rich. Check that. Prop RPM lever to max RPM, which we are good. Throttle open 1/4. So let's go ahead and go about 25. Good right there. Battery switch on. Strobe set to on. That's an interesting spot for the lights, actually. I like that. Navigation lights. Aux fuel pump on 5 seconds, then off. 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. Magneto start switch. Position, then both. Magneto must be set to start, then released to both. Oh. Oh, I didn't get this. I mean, it's on, so I guess we're good. Perfect. And avionics master switch on. Done. And that is that. Okay. Well, easy enough. We got things started up. And let's go ahead and start taxiing. Really love the way this thing is sounding. Just an awesome little plane here. Well, we're kind of in the middle of both sides of the runway, so I think we'll just go ahead and take off this direction. I'm sure this thing's got enough power in it. Let's go ahead and just take off from right here and see what this thing can do in the air. we are airborne, everybody. Very nice. Go ahead and raise up our flaps here. By the way, I should also mention that this is made by Coronado, in case you were wondering who made this aircraft. One thing that I find really unique about it is it has the side stick here, and that must be really weird to fly. I mean, I guess if you're used to it right off the bat, but I'm sure it's a bit different if you're used to a yoke or something like that. Because just having it on the side at that angle is really interesting. So one other thing I want to do too in this series is showcase how to activate Autopilot, because I get a lot of questions with that during live streams and everything with random aircraft that we fly, so I thought that would be a cool addition too for aircraft that do have Autopilot, and you can see how to do that. So that is what we're going to go ahead and do right now. So similar to a lot of other Cessna aircraft and quite a few other aircraft, your Autopilot is right here. So right now we're at about 1,400 feet, so let's go ahead and want a 1,500 foot altitude. So we'll set that right here. This is 1,000, and then this is for fine-tuning it by 100. And you know what, let's go 1,600 feet, why not? And that's really all you gotta do. So we'll just set Autopilot to that. Perfect, so that is just altitude. Of course you can use heading, and you can see this little blue bug right here. It'll kind of go around, and that's the direction that it'll go once you have it set to heading. So let's say we want to go due east right here. Perfect. We'll hit heading mode, and then you'll notice that the aircraft will then turn. And then of course if you had a flight plan or something like that, you would just have to hit navigation mode. It would follow that flight plan for you, and it's kind of a basic rundown right there. I mean, I don't want to dive too far into it. Just want to showcase the basics of operating Autopilot in this aircraft, which, by the way, we are going a nice 173 knots. It looks like once you get over about 200, we'll be getting pretty close to overspeed, but a very fantastic speed. Now that we have the Autopilot set, we may as well just enjoy the view that we have outside the passenger seat that we're sitting in currently. That's right, I said Autopilot and then hopped in the back. Wanted to feel what it would be like being a passenger. I must say, I would be pretty happy sitting in this aircraft. I mean, look at this. Just awesome. What do you think about the aircraft, huh? It's pretty sweet. Okay, just ignore me, I know. I know you hear me. I know you're liking this plane. But alright, we're going to go ahead and disengage Autopilot here. And we are going to head on over. I'm going to bring our throttle down to 50%. We're going to fly around these, or not around, but above these mountains, as we head back to our airport, which I kind of forgot what airport I picked, but I'm happy I picked it. And our airport today is TNCM, the Princess Juliana International Airport. By the way, speaking of it, it is right in front of us. We're probably going to go ahead and fly over the airport just for the fact that I don't really want to dive this thing in. Look at the radio antenna, or whatever it really is. I'm not really versed in antennas, but still love seeing those in the sim now. By the way, let me... hang on. There we go. Oh my. That definitely blocks the sun. My goodness, blocks most of your view too. Oh, I would never use that. Hang on. Close that out of the way here. I mean, it's still cool to have, don't get me wrong, but we're not going to be using that. Let's go ahead and do a lovely little fly over our airport, circle around, and try to get a nice landing. Alright, so since we're having a great descent going on here, we're going to go ahead and just idle. That way we don't carry too much speed once we make our final turn towards the runway. And then we're going to wait a little bit to drop the flaps. Make sure we don't rip those off. Right, John? Oh, never mind. I was going to look at Johnny, but we just phased through him really quick. Sorry, Johnny. Getting a lovely view out the right side here. Just kidding, I thought we would do a little flyby just before we wrap up. You really think we're just gonna wrap up the video like that? We gotta have a little bit of fun with the aircraft before it goes back in the hangar for a little bit, you know? Alright, so we're gonna bring this down to a lovely... or try to bring it down to about 95 knots. I'm hoping that's slow enough to bring in our first notch of flaps. Let's see. Well, I guess I'm so used to career mode, it's not going to complain either way, so... But I'm pretty sure that's a good spot to bring in our first notch. Probably bring in a second. Well, you know what? I think one should be plenty. We'll kind of hover around this 85 knots we got going on, and try to bring it in nice and gently here. Really love these like resorts or hotels we have on either side of the runway. Now that is a beautiful spot to, you know, just have a room facing this, seeing all the air traffic come in. Because I'm sure we got like airliners, probably some private jets and so forth, and I know we're low right now, but that's okay. Oh, floated it and kind of brought the nose gear down a little too hard there, but not a bad first landing. I'm happy with that. I love my brake button. Goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and set the brakes here. Or bring up our checklist again. And shut this thing on down. So parking brake is set. Power level will go to idle, which we already are there. Perfect. Avionic master switch is off. All electrical equipment off, which is of course right here. And mixture, set it to lean. Last but not least, master switch, alt and battery. Oh, I guess I was supposed to do that. Well, we've already done that, so... Perfect. And there we have it, everybody. The Cessna Corvallis TT first flight has been completed. Really love the way this thing sounds. The looks of it, the liveries are really nice. Can't wait to fly it around the world some more. And again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any requests for certain aircraft that you want to see, be sure to let me know, and I'll try to get to them. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.